Hello everybody, welcome back to Labz. Today we're going to be exploring something a little bit different. We're going to be taking a chance at possibly doing something really dumb, which if you've watched this series, you know that's kind of what we do here. Times have changed. The zombie apocalypse is here. Do we run? Do we hide? Or do we adapt and build? Do we survive? I was reading through some of the stuff and things in here. If you guys missed my last episode where I tried to talk to you guys into doing the pack mule, you'll understand what I'm doing right now. I'm kind of going through and finding oddities that are inside our skill tree and just seeing if I can explain them better, see how they might be useful, how they're obviously not useful, and things like that. So today, we are actually going to be talking about Iron Gut, and normally I wouldn't be talking about Iron Gut. Usually I'll stick a couple of points in an Iron Gut, and then I really don't think anything else about it. Basically, you'll get less water and food usage during your actual playthrough. If you notice anything about your character, you get hungry and thirsty really fast in a game. The better food you can cook, the more you could fill up at a time. Plus there's other things that factor into it because hot and cold definitely factor into your hunger. So if you're in a cold climate, you use up more food. If you're in a hot climate, you get fatigued faster, you use up more water or something to that effect. Basically, the weather does factor into it, so it's also environmental. But also, it's just the fact that you also just naturally use up a lot of food. With Iron Gut towards the beginning of the game, makes it a whole lot easier. Now, after later game, you may not need it as much because you can make the better foods. So, is there another reason to take it? I mean, is there really another reason why you should take Iron Gut at all? I mean, yeah, you could probably put off having to eat as much early game, but later in game, if you're planning on making some of the better recipes, it doesn't really do you any good. So here's what I was doing. I was actually reading through each one of these. You get an average of, let's see, reduce food and water loss from physical exertion by 5%. Basically, when you're out there running, fighting, and everything else like that, it reduces how much you use during by 5%. You can hold your breath for 84 seconds. I have no idea how long I can hold my breath for right now. 60. So it starts at 60. Okay. And I'm not sure how Iron Gut is helping you with holding your breath to 84 seconds, but alright. It takes down your chance of dysentery by 1%, and most of the foods in the game, they don't have a huge dysentery chance, and not a lot of foods have a high dysentery chance. For those of you who know the previous versions of this game, it used to be that any canned good would give you a chance for dysentery. Any of them. You had to cook them. And most of those didn't even have the ability to just, like, pop them in the stove and cook them up or whatever. It was just really weird. So you basically ate canned goods at your own risk. Well, this time there's no dysentery for this update. Who knows? Maybe they'll add that back in because after this video they'll be like, let's nerf it. So, it also buffs any consumables 10% longer. Basically, if you eat a good food, it gives you a stamina boost. So, that's pretty good. Does it buff 10% longer on the candies? Because it's considered a consumable. The alcohol is considered a consumable, the whole 9 yards, so 10% longer on all of your consumables. That's not bad. Not bad at all. Now, here's the issue. Nowadays, the only thing that gives you dysentery is the old sham sandwich, 12%. The water, dysentery, 12%, the murky water. And then the food, 12 dysentery. Okay, so leaky gut gives me at tops, what? 5%. So it doesn't make me immune to dysentery. At no point does it make me immune to dysentery, but what would be the perk of actually maxing out Iron Gut? I've never done this for a character. Is there a good reason to do it? You have an Iron Gut and could probably eat glass and survive. What does it take to max it out, actually? 42 level 10, so it takes all of them points, dudes. That's a lot of points. I mean, that's a lot of points to get to that healing. Oh my gosh. Okay, so now we should have how many minutes underneath the water? No. How many minutes underneath the water? 180. I mean, 180 seconds. Hang on. I must get to the waters. Yep, we have 180. So, I mean, we could be down here for a long time. Say we were building an underwater base or something like that. Trying to get those struts in or something. Who knows? But that works. And we've got a lot better chance of actually eating these raw. The perks of which are 2 food, -1 health, and 12 dysentery. So if I use that... I don't know why you would do that. That food is horrible by itself. Even if you were hungry, walking by and smacking a yucca would be better for you. Then we can also use this. 10 water. 10 water. You can just boil it and you'll be fine. Then we have these sandwiches. Yay, that we can eat. Disgusting. Alright. Now, here's why I wanted to try it. Because it said you could possibly eat glass and survive. Can you freaking eat glass and survive? I don't think I'm gonna be able to survive. That is such a lie. I feel lied to. Doubtful. Better hope you find an emergency room in time. And that's the only information it gives you. Okay, I gotcha, I gotcha. It's a troll, is what that is. You could possibly eat glass and survive. What you actually mean is some sort of tough statement other than you could actually eat glass, because for those of you who didn't know, that's a thing that you can actually do in the game. I found out by accident one time, not realizing that having it in my hand is actually very dangerous. Okay, so I should also get 50% longer, which means what, 7 minutes on this? Yeah, nice. Alright, I think we are going to call it here, so now you guys know the perk itself is only moderately useful. To be honest with you, it's only moderately useful for the first couple of days, and it's really not that useful. The percentage never gets up high enough to be very effective. You never gain full immunity to any dysentery. You never actually get a chance to eat glass without having serious digestive bleeding going on. So that at no point does Iron Gut really become extremely useful, especially for the amount of points that you have to put into it in order to use it. You have to, in order to max out Iron Gut, max out the Fortitude Tree, and if you're not planning on maxing out the Fortitude Tree for anything else, which there are some things in here that you might want to max out eventually, it's not something I would recommend, and I definitely wouldn't recommend pushing for it early game. 1 or 2 points max on this. After you get to the point where you can actually learn better recipes and everything, that's really the best possible outcome, is to do that and make sure you're using mods to keep you from losing too much when you're in really cold climates or really hot climates, and that's probably the best way to handle the extreme amount of food and water your character is going to need during your playthrough. I hope that has helped and cleared up that little bit of dialogue right there. At no point is it going to actually stop you from dying if you eat a piece of glass. So no, you do not have to do that in your game. I hope you have a wonderful day, wonderful night, and you stay shiny. Bye!